And we come to you from one of the truly iconic stadiums in the NFL as you get a look at Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Indianapolis Colts and the Green Bay Packers. Both of these teams about to reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be fielded at the 6. Fights him off. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. They'll start by running the option to the right. They'll run with a former Badger. It's Corey Clement. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. To throw now on first down. Eluding the pressure right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They were trying to get it there to Josh Doxson. And it's second down.
Even though that one was incomplete, you could see the training that went into that play. He gets out of the pocket, ends up moving to his right. All he's trying to do, though, extend the life of the play. Keep it alive, hoping someone would pop free.
Was able to take a pretty good shot with a deep ball, but incomplete. Back to throw now on second and 10. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
No. Check. Patriot.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He's going to air one out. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
All right, here we go.
He'll look to throw. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's got his man, Hilton. The passing game for the Colts finding its stride, another first down.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it? And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
Leopard! Detroit! Now let's go! Blue 90!
Back to throw here. And the pressure gets to him again. Clay Matthews. in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Now look at 56. Look at...
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 4th down. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. On play action, Rodgers. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
319. Hey, check 26.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And they're going to have a 3rd down.
Zoom.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers escaping the pressure right. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the 1st quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback this week? But they have to be careful. When you have that much pressure, they want to use it against you. Draws, screens, those types of plays.
We'll see if they do that. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they've got to make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. Call it a gain of 3, and it's a 2nd down. On the carry, here's Clement. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down on his play sheet, trying to dial up a big third down play.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down.
Check, Patriot! Patriot! Gone!
They're going to look to throw. It's brought in by Dodson. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. They'll set up a throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Another good reception there. The Colts on the march. A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on first and 10.
Lucky 56. Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now a play fake here on first down. Forced out to his left. And his pass incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
Here we go now. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
He'll look to throw. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Colts add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault.
And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. But they face a second and long to start things out. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And that one good for 16 yards and a first.
That's fine. Yeah. Green 18.
Rodgers now on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. A gain of 6 there on first. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Green 19.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they had to go the length of the field last time out to get into the end zone. And with this starting field position, they're going to have to pretty much do it again.
And I think the thought process going into it is, hey, if you have to be methodical, go ahead and do that. But what you really want are a couple of big plays. Eat up chunks of yardage and cut down the number of times you have to snap the football.
All right, here we go. Blue landed. Blue landed.
They'll run with Clement. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's the option going left on 2nd down. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle.
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Flush to his right, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
319. Strong right. Strong right.
Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. And the kick is good. He needed a little help there from the crossbar, but the carom goes his way. So you had to figure that sooner or later someone was going to top Matt Prater's record of 64, and officially this one will go in the record books at 65.
You saw him lining up for this, and you just thought to yourself, you know, he couldn't make this. And sure enough, to be here to see it, that's pretty darn awesome.
The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5.
Watch it now, Marty.
They'll look to throw here. He'll buy some time right. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's Clay Matthews with a pick. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
A gain of 6 there on 1st.
That's fine. Yeah. All right.
Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long.
Blue 58.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still 3rd and long.
319. 319.
Working from the gun. Rodgers. He's got it over the middle. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. And McManus able to put it through, and that'll bring him back within 4. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he will find his man on the outside. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. Two minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They They go play action here on first down. Looking deep for Hilton. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Now it's Rodgers. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. On third down, here's Jones. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Looking middle, and that's complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. Rodgers now on first down. And he whips that one incomplete there.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. They go back to the ground with Jones. There he goes inside the 30. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And they'll get him down right about the 20. In on the tackle, Kamoko Toure.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
To throw is Rodgers. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. The former Clemson Tiger, Sharon Peake, was the target. And it's 3rd down. And McManus able to put it through. And that gets him back within a single point. It's now 10-9. So they're still down, but they are able to salvage 3 here heading into the lockers.
This is what you work on from the beginning of training camp. Heading into the half, put some points on the board. No matter what the score says at that point, you've accomplished what you set out to do.
And the Colts getting ready to go. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
They'll throw now on the final play. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we come to half. Well, I know we hold off on the halftime update after all. Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Set to return. Here's Raheem Mostert. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. The big boy's big dream right there. He got to rumble and stumble all the way for 6.
Nothing like big man with football, is there? I mean, that brings people onto their feet every single time. And his dream was answered on that one, wasn't it? It was realized. He picks it off and takes it to the end zone.
The extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Mostert now to return. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Now Rodgers to try again after the pick 6. And he'll be brought down by the Colts.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Detroit! Detroit!
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Eddie Jackson picks it.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, But that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
The best offenses and the ones that win are ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team needs to open things up.
The Packers on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
And we're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. And now running right through it. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. And the Colts coming out now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. That goes for a gain of 31.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield, but when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
A run, it's Clement, and no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 17. Looking to throw. Flushed out right. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there at 22. A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. First down, they're going option left. And he probably should have given that one off, as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. Well, good luck there as a ball carrier. You get handed that football, look up, oh, there's a big D tackle ready to swallow you whole for a loss.
Yeah, you kind of count on your guys to give you at least a little bit of time, a little bit of space to try and maneuver, but not on that one. And when you have a defensive tackle who is that strong, that agile, he's a lot to deal with.
And now here is another interception. Snags it for the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Rodgers now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10.
Yeah, Liz. Hurry up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
319.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. Wide open receiver complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. He's up to 70 yards receiving now as that last catch gets him a 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. He's up to 88 yards receiving in the ballgame now, and he's got a 1st down. Rodgers now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. A give to Jones. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Rodgers. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30.
All right, Brandon. Normally when you hear about guys making 2 interceptions in the game, you're thinking must be a free safety, maybe a corner. How about getting 2 picks out of one of your linebackers? Again, he's just in the right place at the right time. And that's another great play to come away with the football.
This is Clement. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them. Melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 4 of 7. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Back to throw here. He may try and run for this. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the 1st.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Rolling to his right. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Josh Doxson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Mostert now to return. And he's going to be out of bounds here as his guys will have it to start the 4th as time has run out on quarter number 3. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
358. 319.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Here's Rodgers looking to throw on second down. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 48, and his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Let's go. Brad 38. Brad 38.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. And he takes it across midfield to the 45. He's able to call his own number for 8 that time, but it leaves him with a third down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Now this time he'll look to throw, eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Watch him now, Barney.
On 2nd and goal, and he takes it in for a Colts score. It's their quarterback, a 4-yard touchdown scamper, and the Colts are able to grow their lead.
Partner, it wasn't that long ago that when I talk with these NFL coaches about different innovations in the college game, you can see their eyes roll and they just shut down right away. Don't bring me that Joe College stuff. Well, guess what? The college game has definitely infiltrated its way into the NFL.
Yeah, and these guys, when you're seeing the option defensively, you got to stick to your assignments. I know that's cliche. They didn't do it there.
And option football means exactly what you just talked about, assignment football for defenders. And that drives them crazy because you have to think your way through a play as opposed to just reacting and making the play.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Scat 300. Scat 300. 319. Under 10.
Again, it's Jones. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2. Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. It's caught. Jones. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
319.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Throwing is Rodgers. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 45.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
And they'll run it here. And an alley to run. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Second down, here's an option right. Running right through it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts 1st down.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another 1st down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Right back to him on 1st down. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
The keeper nets him only a yard, and that's going to bring up 4th.
Well, anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. He's got the lane, and there he goes. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. In for the score, and the Packers get a score closer. So now Rodgers will lead the Packers up to go for 2.
319.
Rodgers now to throw. And that is incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll run again with Clement. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Two runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down.